GOP political debate took place last night, and my initial thought was like, boring. I mean, what's there to say? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you guys going to be talking about? You're going to talk about how much you hate Trump and how much you wish he was on the stage and so on. You're going to talk more about the wars, and especially what's going on with Ukraine and Israel and Hamas and all that. You know, this is the same crazy cycle of nonsensical talk. I mean, my initial thought was that this is going to be a waste of time. Boy, was I wrong. I mean, sheesh. Wow, one man in particular came to the surface. Yo, Vivek Ramaswame is out of his mind, ridiculously good. I tell you what, man. He went crazy. So we're going to have a Vivek Ramaswame show again. Like, there were other decent discussions on, you know, but nevertheless, Vivek Ramaswame just, like, destroyed the entire show. Okay, so let's take a listen to what Vivek Ramaswame had to say to the media, Kristen Walker. I mean, he went completely berserk on them and calling out, how should I say this? He said the quiet part out loud. Let's just put it that way.
They're important issues, and the voters want and need to hear them. Mr. Ramaswame, let me turn to you. Please make your case. Why should you be the nominee and not the former president?
I think there's something deeper going on in the Republican Party here, and I am upset about what happened last night. We've become a party of losers at the end of the day. It was a cancer in the Republican establishment. Let's speak the truth. I mean, since Ronna McDaniel took over as chairwoman of the RNC in 2017, we have lost 2018, 2020, 2022, no red wave that never came. We got trounced last night in 2023. And I think that we have to have accountability in our party. For that matter, Ron, if you want to come on stage tonight, you want to look the GOP voters in the eye and tell them you resign, I will yield my time to you. And frankly, look, the people there cheering for losing in the Republican Party.
Oh, my Lord.
Think about who's moderating this debate. This should be Tucker Carlson, Joe Rogan, and Elon Musk. We'd have 10 times the viewership, asking questions that GOP primary voters actually care about and bringing more people into our party. You think the Democrats, and we've got Kristen Welker here, do you think the Democrats would actually hire Greg Gutfeld to host a Democratic debate? They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you.
He called her out by name. He's brutal. I'm telling you, when I saw this part of the debate, I said, oh, no, we're in for a good one tonight.
They wouldn't do it. And so the fact of the matter is, I mean, Kristen, I'm going to use this time because this is actually about you in the media and the corrupt media establishment. Ask you, the Trump-Russia collusion hoax that you pushed on this network for years, was that real or was that Hillary Clinton made up disinformation? Answer the question. Go.
Answer the question.
This is how
Look at the facial expression. That's the face of an individual who's like, guilty as charged. You caught me. I'm gonna smile. Cause we've been messing up. We've been we've been lying to the people.
Get our country back.
You could tell she's embarrassed. She is so embarrassed.
This is how we get our country back. We need accountability because this media rigged the 2016 election.
They did.
They rigged the 2020 election with the Hunter Biden laptop story.
did.
And they're going to rig this election.
Your time is up.
Accountability.
Let me turn to Governor Christie. Why you?
I mean, when you start a debate talking like this with this level of fire and pathos and well articulated speech, boy. I mean, this guy is something else, man. I'll tell you, I love me some Donald Trump. And if it wasn't for the love that I have for Trump, I'll tell you what, Vivek Ramaswame would have had my vote. I know some people say, you got to get Vivek. Listen, he'll be a great Speaker of the House. Well, not Speaker of the House. Maybe a House Secretary, I guess, right? But anyway, he will be a great Vice President. I can see him standing next to Trump and advising Trump in a very positive and powerful way. But I do not see him as the man. But
speaking now to Ronna McDaniel, can't make her out exactly, but it looks like they may be having the exchange. Look, this was a big debate. Vivek came out here. He attacked the moderators. He attacked the media. He attacked the RNC for setting up this debate the way it was. And for a lot of the debate, he was on the attack. It was Vivek, first the rest of the room. When we look at the rest of the candidates and who received a lot of that incoming, we start with Nikki Haley. It then goes to Governor Ron DeSantis, who was center stage, of course, the hometown hero, if you will, in his state of Florida. And then Vivek in third place, getting other attacks as well. But he clearly was on.
Secondly, Vivek Ramaswamy gave one of the best answers regarding the war that's going on now with Israel and Hamas and Ukraine and so on, and with Russia. The rest of them were just supporting. They were a bunch of warmongers. They're not peacemakers. They're not trying to solve anything apart from more bloodsheds. And I was like, okay, I'm tired of that. But this man came in. He said something that made a lot of sense. He addressed the issue for what it is. He called out the double standard. He pointed out the hypocrisy. And he had a few words with Nikki Haley as well.
Careful to avoid making the mistakes from the neocon establishment of the past. Corrupt politicians in both parties spent trillions, killed millions, made billions for themselves in places like Iraq and Afghanistan, fighting wars that sent thousands of our sons and daughters, people my age, to die in wars that did not advance anyone's interests, adding $7 trillion to our national debt. And Joe Biden sold off our foreign policy. Joe Biden's son, Hunter Biden, got a $5 million bribe from Ukraine. That's why we're sending $200 billion back to that same country. The fact of the matter is the Republican Party is not that much better. You have the likes of Nikki Haley, who stepped down from her time at the UN. Bankrupt or in debt was her family. Then she becomes a military contractor. She joins the board of Boeing and otherwise, and is now a multimillionaire. So I think that that's wrong when Republicans do it or Democrats do it. That's the choice we face. Do you want a leader from a different generation who's going to put this country first? Or do you want Dick Cheney in 3-inch heels?
All right, Mr.
In which case, we've got two of them on stage.
Ramaswamy,
3-inch heels, and we have two of them on the stage. Well, he's talking about Ron DeSantis, by the way. Just in case you didn't know, Ron DeSantis wears, I guess, some type of heels so that he looks so much taller than he is. Oh, Vivek Ramaswamy, you are ridiculous, boy.
Thank you.
Yes, I'd first like to say they're 5-inch heels, and I don't wear them unless you can run in them.
We got two of you on stage.
The second thing that I will say is I wear heels. They're not for a fashion statement. They're for ammunition. Well,
And I'd like the likes of the sharpest of the war hawks on Ukraine, Nikki Haley, to have some accountability and answer. Do you want to use U.S. taxpayer money to fund the banning of Christians?
Good question.
That is actually what's happening. They're using the Ukrainian Orthodox Church. They have banned them. The Ukrainian parliament just did this last week, supported by our dollars. And I think you owe it to the American people, Nikki, to at least this one
Mr.
time at least
Ramaswamy,
condemn.
thank you. That's time.
At least to
Mr.
condemn
Ramaswamy,
their
thank
banning
you.
of Christians.
Mr. Ramaswamy.
Mr. Ramaswamy, we the one asking the questions here. He is brutal.
Mr. Ramaswamy, thank you. That's time.
At least to
Mr.
condemn
Ramaswamy,
their
thank
banning
you.
of Christians.
Mr. Ramaswamy,
Or else
thank
we're
you.
talking out of both sides of
Mr.
the mouth
Ramaswamy, thank you. We asked the questions.
Ramaswamy, we've talked about this. You campaign on TikTok. How do you get TikTok banned if you use it?
Boy, I gotta tell you, this one was even rough. All right, this one was tough. Because what he's about to do here, he's gonna go again after Nikki Haley. I think for a number of reasons. She's a warmonger, okay? She's also made a whole lot of money on bloodsheds, okay? And third, she turned against Trump. Once Trump was in office, she was for him, and now all of a sudden she's against Trump, running against him. But here's another thing. She went after him in the last presidential debate, talking about how he was wrong for Vivek Ramaswamy to use TikTok. All the while, her daughter is on TikTok, right? So I'm not for going after family or anybody's children. But if you're going to make these attacks, you want to go home and tell your daughter, get off this app, because based on the position that I'm in, being a political figure, an influential individual, our family got to set better example so that it is not used against us. But I can understand why Vivek Ramaswamy went hard after her family here, after her daughter. Although I don't agree with it, I wouldn't take that route. But all right, brace yourself, because he gets crazy.
Well, I want to laugh at why Nikki Haley didn't answer your question, which is about looking at families in the eye. In the last debate, she made fun of me for actually joining TikTok while her own daughter was actually using the app for a long time. So you might want to take care of your family first.
Leave my daughter out of your voice.
Adult daughter. The next generation of Americans are using it. And that's actually the point. You have her supporters propping her up. That's fine. Here's the truth.
You're
The
just
easy
scum.
answer is actually to say that we're just going to ban one app. We got to go further. We have to ban any U.S. company actually transferring U.S. data to the Chinese.
Oh man, this was crazy. This was brutal. Sheesh. Tough to watch. But Yo, he made the presidential debate fun. All right, we were getting tired and sick and tired of neocons just coming on the screen talking as if they care about the American people. Vivek Ramaswamy has changed the political landscape in a positive way, if you were to ask me, because he talks about things that very few are able to address in a very powerful and articulate way. By the way, Ron DeSantis was there as well. Just not. I don't know, man. I haven't been feeling Ron DeSantis lately. He seems like ever since he went after Trump, this was the end of the story for Ron. But he had a great opening line, so let's give him some credit for that.
Begin with you on this one. Speak to Republican voters who are supporting Donald Trump. Why should you and not him be the Republican nominee to face Joe Biden a year from now?
This country is in trouble, and the elites that have put us here, they don't care about you. They don't care that you're having to grapple with higher grocery prices or have higher gas prices. They don't care that your family's less secure because of the open border that's allowed drugs and even terrorists to come into this country. Well, I care. I am not going to sit idly by and let this country continue its downward spiral. We need leadership, and we need it now. I'll take the hits. I'll take the arrows. I'll take the slings, because ultimately it's not about me. It's about you. I will fight for you. I will make sure to lead this country's revival, and I will win for you and your family. Actions speak louder than words. We don't have time for excuses, and it's not something that we're going to be able to have all these distractions. As a veteran, I will get the job done. Now, if you look where we are now, it's a lot different than where we were in 2016. And Donald Trump's a lot different guy than he was in 2016. He owes it to you to be on this stage and explain why he should get another chance. He should explain why he didn't have Mexico pay for the border wall. He should explain why he racked up so much debt. He should explain why he didn't drain the swamp. And he said Republicans were going to get tired of winning. Well, we saw last night, I'm sick of Republicans losing. In Florida, I showed how it's done. 1 year ago here, we won a historic victory, including a massive landslide right here in Miami-Dade County. That's how we have to do it. So I promise you this, as the nominee, next November, I'll get the job done. And as
All right, I mean, decent answer, but the question now is, does Donald Trump has to show up and yada, yada, yada? No, not really. Why does he have to when he's winning big time? Are we talking about, come on, man. Trump keeps skipping the Republican debates and keeps dominating in primary polls. What's the point of him coming to the debate? Because all you guys are going to do is attack him. I like to debate. I probably am here because of debates. I don't mind it at all. He told Fox News, Brett Bayer, in an interview this summer, when you are 40 points up, why would I let those people take shots at me? And it's that simple. Like, what's the point of him going there and debate when Trump can just focus on other things that really, really matters? Yeah, that's why Trump took the time to go to and speak at a 47th USA event in West Palm Beach. He's doing exceptionally well, even better than Ron DeSantis in his own state. So Trump doesn't have to show up. Or we're going to call you Donald Duck. Oh, give us a break. Anyway, so Trump is doing just fine. So the only winner on the stage was Donald Trump. So this is a debate for who is going to be the vice president, of course. Now, there were some good shots taken. I think not just Nikki Haley. Nikki Haley had a few responses that were decent, which I don't have time to get into that right now because we got to cut this video short. And also, Ron DeSantis did have some good answers as well. And I think Tim Scott, he's just the average kind of Republican. You know, very nice guy, though. Has an amazing life story. Christy Green, I don't know, man. This guy doesn't impress me at all. You know, I mean, whatever. Anyway, it was a very interesting debate. But the part that I love the most is how the story ends. You got to hear how the closing statement went. Again, we got to go back to Vivek Ramaswamy, because the Vivek Ramaswamy show was out of control. He's got the best takes about almost every single thing. And let's take a listen. We're going to go over to Twitter for that one because Twitter has it best. Take a listen to what Vivek Ramaswamy had to say to Biden and the Democratic Party.
I also want to close with one message to the Democrat Party. end this farce that Joe Biden is going to be your nominee. We know he's not even the president of the United States. He's a puppet for the managerial class. So have the guts to step up and be honest about who you're actually going to put up so we can have an honest debate. Biden should step aside, end his candidacy now so we can see whether it's Newsom or Michelle Obama or whoever else.
All right,
just
Mr.
tell us the
Ramaswamy,
truth so we can have an honest
time is
debate.
up. Oh my Lord, these are things we have been thinking about. We've been wanting to say, and this man just came out and said it out loud. Listen, guys, you really think Donald Trump, let me get that correct. You really think Joe Biden is a position to be a president ever again? Like, seriously? Like, even if you were apolitical, you think Joe Biden could even win any election in this condition? Like, come on now. I mean, some people do. Strangely enough, some people do. But I don't know why they still believe that. But the reality is that there's no way. There is no way, no how Joe Biden could ever win against Donald Trump. It's best you put someone else in his place. Come up with something better. Because if not, he's going to be bulldozered by Donald Trump. Donald Trump is massive. His campaign is huge. You can't stop him. He's the GOAT. And Vivek Ramaswame certainly was impressive. And I will say, if Donald Trump wants a vice president or a House secretary or some sort, it might be, it should be Vivek Ramaswame, because that guy, man, he can do the talking. Anyway, a lot more could be said about that. You know, again, leave all these things in God's will. I think this was impressive. I think this was so much better than what I thought. You know, so I'm hoping next debate I can take off work so that we can live stream the whole thing and have some fun doing it. Anyway, friends, link in the description below. Like and subscribe to the page. Leave a like and for more. Support the channel as well, since you know we've been demonetized on YouTube. So stay with us. Have a good one. Bye.